Welcome back. You are still watching Gusile Breakfast Show right here on Eswatini TV. Now we begin with our first interview segment for this morning, where we're in conversation with the SBS Bank Manager, Legal and Board Secretary Velaphi Dlamini, who's here to tell us more about the conversion of the popular Swaziland Building Society to a commercial bank. Jose, how are you doing this morning?
I'm very much well and good, and thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Glad to have you in studio. Perhaps you could just take us back a bit. We've known Swaziland Building Society as a bank, but now you are converting, you have actually completed the process of converting to a commercial bank. What's the conversion? What are we really converting from? What's going on?
Okay, thank you very much. The conversion is converting the Swaziland Building Society from being a building society in terms of the Building Societies Act into a company, now in terms of the Companies Act, and eventually getting a banking license in terms of the Financial Institutions Act. So we know that the Swaziland Building Society has always been perceived to be a bank. It's been a building society. And now that we've finished the conversion, it is only now that we are a bank in terms of the Financial Institutions Act.
Right.
So that's the conversion that we've been talking about for the past couple of years.
Right.
Yeah.
In a notice that's been brought to my attention, all conversion requirements have been met. What does this completion of the conversion mean for members? As of today, what's next, really?
Okay. Now that the conversion requirements have been met, what it means is that the tripartite, there is a body that was set up to monitor the Swaziland Building Society in terms of its a path towards the conversion to meet all the requirements. Some of which have been to have a special general meeting to approve the conversion, which was done. Another step was for the tripartite, which is made of the Minister of Finance, the Central Bank of Eswatini, and the Financial Services Regulatory Authority.
Right.
The tripartite then did an assessment after we had held the special general meeting. They assessed the conditions, the conversion conditions that were given to the Swaziland Building Society. And after satisfying themselves, they then issued the approval for the Swaziland Building Society to convert into a bank. Yes, so now, with that, having met those conditions, then we submitted the required documents with the Registrar of Companies, wherein the Registrar of Companies, we are happy to say today, has actually registered the SBS Bank Eswatini Limited. So that's the gist of the conversion.
Right.
Now, the member then at home will ask themselves as to what next then, that now that we are a company. What I can say to try and simplify the process for the viewers and the members is that now that we have the company, the board of the Swaziland Building Society has taken a decision to say what we will call the register date will be the 2nd of January 2026. Okay. That register date then, we will have members now not having permanent shares in the building society. Because now you'll recall, we are now talking about a company. So the company will have two classes of shares.
Yes.
Ordinary shares and redeemable shares. So members would be expected to come through. For those who had made their decisions prior to the special general meeting, we have their information and we will be calling them again to come and update and confirm their choices as well. For those who did not come, they will get what we call a redeemable share instrument. That's a temporary instrument that will only exist for a period of 90 days, which we call the initial period. Why we did that? We did that to enable members, one, who were not able to attend the special general meeting, two, those who were not able to make any choices or anything, or those members who decided just to keep quiet and say, I will not do anything, but I will await until I see what happens. So the redeemable shares will will give the members the opportunity to say, what is it that I want with my previous permanent shares that are within the bank? That member will be able to say, oh, okay, maybe I want to have some equity, which is ordinary shares. The member can actually equitize those redeemable shares by signing a form that we call an equitization notice form, wherein the member can decide to take up ordinary shares.
Right.
Or another member may say, no, I'm not interested in the ordinary shares. I'm interested in just continuously saving with the SBS Bank, Eswatini. That member is not prejudiced. The member still has a right to say, I will redeem my redeemable shares into a term deposit account. That term deposit account was designed for purposes to ensure that members who are members today and who are going to hold redeemable shares in the company can actually then convert their redeemable shares to the term deposit, which term deposit will actually mimic the permanent shares as they existed prior to the registration of the company. You'll ask yourself, why was that product development brought into place? One of the key frameworks of the conversion was that you are converting an already existing entity. So whatever terms and conditions of products that we offered should actually continue as if they had existed in the new company. So hence the development of that a term deposit account, which is going to allow those not to be prejudiced so that they are able to continue to receive their interest as they received it in the permanent shares.
So members do have the option of selling redeemable shares to the sponsor as well, is that right?
That is quite right. Another option that the member has is a member who says, okay, no, I'm happy with the conversion. The decision has been taken. All has been done.
Right.
However, as a member, I'm not interested in being an equity owner, holding shares. Neither am I interested in the term deposit account that will mimic the permanent shares. I just want my money. I'll make an example in an ordinary savings account. That member, because now to exit, to move from the company, in terms of the redeemable shares, will convert those redeemable shares, will sell those redeemable shares to the sponsor. Then the member will get their money in the term deposit account.
May I interject, because for clarity, who is the sponsor and is there a pricing mechanism here for the shares?
Okay, why we had the sponsor is to ensure that the transition of the redeemable shares into the term deposit, or into another account that a member would not want, is to what we did. We got a member. The sponsor is one of the members of the building society who said, I am willing to ensure that the entity still retains enough equity to be a bank in terms of the Financial Institutions Act. Then we got one member who we asked to be a sponsor. And that sponsor is one of the significant members of the building society as we know it. It's a PSPF. The sponsor was declared in the conversion statement and was listed as the member who has provided the sponsor funds to ensure that members are not locked in, those who want to exit and just offload their shares to the sponsor.
Right. Yeah. You've highlighted some of the financial terms of this conversion for the members, but the bank has been issued with a certificate of incorporation, right, for SBS Bank Eswatini Limited. Does this then change the legal status, rights, and perhaps liabilities of members compared to what we know, well, the building society structure?
Yes, it changes the legal structure of the Swaziland Building Society to a structure now of being a company in terms of the Companies Act. So now we are expected, unlike before, to comply with the Companies Act and the Financial Institutions Act to its a full term, because if for you to hold a banking license, a full banking license, you need to be a company. So we did not hold a banking license prior to being the company that we have become. Yes.
And back to the conversion, while we're still on that, you indicate a possible liquidity event through listing or an OTC platform approximately 3 years after the conversion. Perhaps you could just explain that OTC platform and this timeline. How certain is it, and what are the conditions that they need to be met?
Okay, thank you very much. Looking at the nature of the SBS Bank Eswatini, we know that it's an entity that is owned by ordinary Eswatini. Mm-hmm. There is hardly foreign people and foreign entities in there. Yes. Why we said we've looked at with management and the board to say listing requirements will take a bit of a long time to meet them and be able to comply them being a new entity that has just been converted. But members may want to actually monetize their ordinary shares in the interim before the period of 3 years. Then the board decided to say, in the interim, we are going to develop an over-the-counter trading platform. The over-the-counter trading platform, we are still developing the conditions thereon. It will allow the members within a short term. We are targeting 6 months, 3 to 6 months into the banking operations, so that short-term investors can be able to monetize their ordinary shares. They are not stuck in the company when they want to exit. Short-term, medium-term, because we know that long-term investors, they look at a long-term investment. So, well, we are in the process of developing the over-the-counter trading platform, the terms and conditions of which will be workshopped to the members of the SBS Bank Eswatini. They will be approved by the regulators to ensure transparency and fair market prices for the members to monetize their shares.
Right. Thank you very much, Ngozi. We'll leave it here for today. That was Velaphi Dlamini, who is the Manager Legal and Board Secretary for SBS Bank. This is after the conversion, and the requirements of the conversion have actually been met by the Building Society. We'll take a break. After that, we're in conversation with President of the Eswatini National Association of Journalists. This is Kusile for Show.